Hello everyone, how are you all? This is the second video of our topic sound. In this video, we will learn about how sounds originate, how human is able to speak, how the voices are come out from the human, what is the mechanism behind the formation of sound. After we learn about the functioning of vocal cords, what are the function of vocal cord in order to produce sounds. Then after we learn about the propagation of sound. As I am speaking and you are listening, how you are able to listen, how sound travel from one place to another place. This is under the propagation of sound. And the third topic is the basic difference between light and sound. What makes the light different from sound? What are the differences between light and sound will be learned in this video. Okay. So, how sound is produced inside our body? Whenever respiration occurs inside body, we are taking air and removing air. This air enters to our lungs and again it returns back from the lungs to environment with the help of the nostril. So during this passage of air from the lungs to our outside the environment or nose, the vocal cord is present. That will produce sound. And as in the previous video, we learned about the main reason behind production of sound is the vibration. That must be the vocal cords are vibrating so that we are able to speak. So, main mechanism behind the speaking is vibration of the vocal cords. In case of human, you can see that in this picture, larynx, the red one is the larynx. Larynx is the known as the voice box because in this region, your vocal cord is there, the vocal cord, and it is vibrating. When the air passes from lungs outside the body, when air moves from lungs through the trachea, trachea is the windpipe, through the trachea to the mouth, it will form some voices or the vibration of the vocal cord. As a result of this vibration, vocal cords will produce sound. Suppose this is the vocal cords, these two are vocal cords, and this is the air. It is moving from the lungs through the trachea, the windpipe trachea, outside the vocal cords. So whether how much amount of the air will pass through it will be determined by the opening of the vocal cord. During this passage of air, the vocal cord starts vibrating, as a result of which sound is produced. Then after, with the help of our tongue, it converts into the different type of voices or noises for what we are producing in the day-to-day life. So in this picture, you can see that during the passage of air, we are taking the air by the nostrils. Nostrils are opening. This is the nostril. Nostrils are opening to the windpipe and food pipe. This is the common path. Common path for the windpipe and food pipe, that is called pharynx. Pharynx is the common part of the body which is the junction between the food pipe and windpipe. Uvula is there. After that, the air moves into the trachea. This is the tracheal pipe. This is the food pipe. The tracheal pipe to the lungs. Again, from the lungs, it will remove out from the body and moves into the mouth and through the nostril. Air is come out from the mouth as well as your nostrils. Whenever the weightlifter are lifting, they release the air by their mouths. They control the air and then release it with the help of their mouth so that they can generate the pressure and lift the weight easily. Similarly, there is a larynx. The larynx is present. In case of birds, the voice box is called syrinx. Syrinx is the voice box of the birds and larynx is the voice box of the human being. So here vocal cords are there. You have seen that this is the windpipe, this is the food pipe, this is the uvula, this is the hard palate, upper one is hard palate, this is the soft one, lower palates, this is the upper jaw, lower jaw, and pharynx. Pharynx is there, the common part for both windpipe and food pipe. This is the larynx, this is the vocal cord. So let's see as a vocal cord. The vocal cord is open here. So air can pass through it, then again it is closed. So when it is closed, air cannot pass through it. But when it is open, the air passes through it and vibrates, starts vibrating it. The amount of air will determine the pitch, amplitude of the voice, what we are shouting or what we are saying. So now we will see a small animation video in order to understand how vocal cords are working in order to produce sound, with which the vocal cords are surrounding and the anatomy of the vocal cord or our vocal system. So, the larynx is the organ which produces sound in human. The larynx is surrounded by a different type of cartilage, that is the thyroid cartilage, cariculate cartilage, arytenoid cartilage, cricoid cartilage, and the white one, the upper one, the epiglottis. So, when air travels from the lungs towards the epiglottis, it passes through the vibrating membrane that is called the vocal cords. The opening of vocal cord will determine the type of sound. When the vocal cord is tense one, the sound will produce with higher pitch and higher frequency, but when the vocal cord is relaxed, the pitch of the sound will be lower and the frequency will be lower. Amplitude depends upon the air passes through it. If more amount of air passes through it, amplitude will be more. If less amount passes through it, amplitude will be less. Timbre are produced with the result of different type of resonating structure. So let's discuss why the voice of different persons are differ from one another, why the voice of a child is different from that of its adulthood. A child has shorter and thinner vocal cord as compared to the adult one. So their voice will be high pitched and high frequency. But when they are adulting, their vocal cord length will increase, so their voice will be deeper. It will be having lower pitch and lower frequency. It is around 85 to 155 Hz. While in case of females, the voice is sweeter because their pitch is high, their frequency is high. Their frequency is around 165 to 255 Hz and they are producing sweet voices due to the presence of small vocal cord. The lower pitch of the male is due to the larger vocal cords. Its length is around 17 to 25 mm, while in case of female, it will be around 12.5 to 17.5 mm in length. So their voice varies from one another. This is the reason behind the picture. You can see that the vocal cord is open. This is the opening through which air can pass. As the air will pass, the vocal cord will start vibrating. Each side it will be vibrating. But in this case, the vocal cord is closed, so no air can pass from it. So there will be no vibration and there will be no sound effect. We cannot sound by these closed vocal cords. Okay, this is the reason behind the production of sound. Now come to the next topic, that is the propagation of sound. How sound travels from one place to another place. How we are able to listen or able to speak. So that will be learning here. So sound will travel from one place to another place with a medium. Without medium, sound cannot travel. So in the space where there is no air at all, the sound cannot be transferred from one place to another place. The astronauts cannot be want to do something or anything else because sound does not travel there. They require mediums. But in the earth, we have an atmosphere where air is present. So whenever I am telling you, listen me, or you are talk with your friends without any hesitation because the air is there, which works as a medium of transfer. So there is a question whether the sound can travel only by air or by solids or liquids. So the answer is that sound can travel by solid as well as liquid as well as air. It does not matter whether it is solid, liquid or air. But the thing is that the sound will travel much more faster in the solids. In the metal, the sound will be travel much more than in the liquid than in the air. So you can see that when a train is coming from so far, when we put our ear in the railway track, we can hear it from the 2 or 3 kilometers away from the train. But in generally, when I am shouting, you can't hear me from 2 kilometers. So this is the reason behind that. So sound can be heard in the solid medium more easily than in the liquid than in the gases. So in the day-to-day life, we are using the medium. Gas as the medium, but whale, your dolphins are using water as the transporting medium for the sound. So from this, and in your book, different activities are there. We can put that you can ring a bell inside the water and put your ear in the water surface so that whether you can hear or not that you can at your home. Similarly, can be done in your home by the activity. So these are the activities which show that the sound will travel from one place to another place with a medium. Without medium, sound cannot travel, and in the solid medium, it will travel faster than in the liquid, than in the air. Now come to the third and the last topic of today's class, that is the difference between a light and sound. Light can travel from one place to another place. Sound also can travel from one place to another place, but when I am putting a light before a wall, the light is not passed away from the wall, but sound can be passed from one to another. When I am shouting in one room, the person in another room can hear me. But when I am lighting in the one room, the light cannot be transferred to the another room. That means sound can change its direction, but light cannot change its direction. Light always moves in the straight line, but sound can move in a zigzag motion. It requires medium, but light doesn't require medium. That's why light from the sun is transmitting to air, our earth, without any medium, because in the space there is no air, so there is no medium. So without medium, light can travel from that point to another point. That is known as the electromagnetic effect, that transfer with the help of the electric field and magnetic field, which will be learned by you in the higher classes. So light and sound, there is a basic difference between light and sound is light can travel without medium, sound cannot travel without medium. Light can move in a straight line only, but sound can move in a zigzag motion. And the third difference is the speed of the light is much more than that of the sound. The speed of the light is around 3 lakh meter per second, but the sound is much more less than that. So this is the basic difference between light and sound, which will be learned in this video. Some basic questions from me for you in this video. You have to do the activities which are mentioned in your book. You have to test whether sound travels in the solids or liquids or gases. It is almost traveling, we are using that, but we have to test it whether it is transmitting in the solids and liquids. Next one is you have to write what are the basic difference between solid and liquid. Third one, what is the basic difference between the light and sound, will be answered by you. And third one, if vocal cord is not present, are we able to produce sound? Vocal cord is not present, are we able to produce sound? What is the function of tongue in order to produce sound? If tongue is not, can you speak anything? So thank you everyone. This is about the second class.